welcome to And So Much More. My name is Cami Smith. I am your host. I love getting to be here with you guys. And I am here with Kelly Mayberry.
Good morning.
Good morning. We've got some stuff. We're going to do some really important education here today. But first, I want them to know a little bit more about you. And so you are over at the American Heart Association Training Center, correct?
Correct.
So tell me what your role looks like over there.
So Centra is the authorized training center for American Heart Association here in the area.
Okay.
So we provide support for all of the Centra caregivers, but also the surrounding areas, the school systems, the EMS agencies, the colleges.
Very
and
cool.
so we do a lot of those support for those.
Okay.
Centra does 2 very large outreach programs for the public that allow them to learn CPR for free. We do the Heart Walk, which we just finished.
Yes.
And we actually handed out these kits.
I saw you guys out there. I mean, there were like these guys like all over the ground. That was very cool.
Yes. And then every June, the first weekend in June, we support the Compression Shock Foundation.
Okay.
And you can come and bring large groups. We have plenty of space for everyone to come and do compressions and learn CPR. And the Compression Shock Foundation has some sponsors for that. And actually, if your group has enough people in attendance, they have a program where your foundation or your church or place of employment can get a free AED.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. And we're going to learn why that's important because, I mean, so many people are hearing AED for the first time as they're sitting here listening to this. And so let's talk about that first. What is an AED?
So an AED is a machine that is very user-friendly. All you have to do is turn it on and listen to it. It's going to tell you what to do. So we always say, turn it on, follow the prompts.
Okay.
If you are walking through the parking lot and they're doing CPR on someone and you see they're doing compressions and you see this machine, if you'll just listen to it, you can be of help. If you hear the machine talking, you'll know where they are.
Okay.
If you hear push, 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 or a beat, a metronome, you'll know they're doing compressions.
Okay.
And so our first impulse, because it's a tense situation, it's passionate, is to just jump in. What can I do? What can I do?
Yeah.
But if you'll take a second and just listen and offer help, then you'll be a lot better able to be a part of the team.
I love that. And I feel like more often than not, people are finding themselves in situations where they want to be a part of it. And I know last year we had a conversation about stop the bleed and what to do in that situation. But usually these are the things that you see. Like a CPR situation is so vital for someone to be educated. I've had friends at elementary school functions be the one who was there, who knew what to do and was able to keep their cool. And practicing that is what brings that level of prepared availability. And so let's do it. Show me how this works.
So we're going to do the very, very basic.
Okay.
What people don't realize is when we try to add multiple steps, we spend a lot of time not doing compressions. So all I want you to do is I want you to activate 911. And I want you to push hard and fast on the chest. And I want you to ask for an AED. So I'm going to teach you how to do this. And then we're going to pretend, we're going to do a little scenario. As if we were doing it here in your office, what you all would do.
I love it.
Okay? All right, so let's get ready.
So this is our little guy. What is this guy called?
So this is a CPR mannequin. It's a Preston mannequin. These are the ones that we use in all of our classes and all of our demonstrations. It's nice for the learner and for the instructor. It makes a click as you're about to see, so you know you've gone deep enough. And then there's a lighting system in the chest, so you know you're going fast enough. So as you practice, you know you're doing it correctly.
Yes. That's very cool. Okay. Preston, let's go.
So get down on the floor with me. Now, where do you do CPR and how do you do CPR? You're going to use the palm of your hand and you're going to interlock your fingers like this. And then you're going to lock your elbows and you want to be center chest right there at the nipple line. So I want your hands right there. Now, I want you to imagine you're using your shoulders to do those compressions. I want you to push all the way down and go all the way back up. Did you hear the click?
Yes, I did.
So do it again and come all the way back up.
Okay.
Now I want you to go faster. So down, up, keep going. Do you know Baby Shark Shark?
Yeah.
So sing that song in your head. Baby Shark, do, 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 do. So you have one light, so you're going about 100. You need to go a tiny bit faster. Good. Perfect.
This is okay.
Good. So stop for a second.
Okay.
So it's deeper than you thought it was, isn't it?
I was just going to say, I am pressing so much further and so much deeper than
2 inches.
Yes. And I feel like if I saw someone, I would be like, I'm hurting them. I can't do that. So you have to be very liberal with your actions. Okay. That's really good to know.
Yes.
Okay.
Faster than you thought.
Much faster than I thought.
Yes. So pick a song. Staying Alive is the most, well-known song.
And appropriate. Very appropriate.
Baby Shark Shark. There
Yes.
are metronomes that you can get for your phone.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is very cool.
Yes. One of the things you'll notice is that my mannequin has a barrier device on it.
Okay.
If you're taking classes, a full class from us, we will at certain times teach you how to do the breaths.
Okay.
Everybody asks about the breaths.
Yeah.
I don't want you to worry about the breaths.
Okay.
I just want you to push hard and fast.
Okay. So if you find yourself in this situation, don't fumble through trying to do breaths. Just worry
do the
about
compressions.
compressions. Okay.
Correct.
That's a good thing to know.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you ready to put it all together?
All right. I'm ready.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I'm
This
going
is
to show
our
you.
simulation.
This is our simulation.
Okay.
So you always want to be familiar in your workplace if you have an AED or what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
So whether you work for Centra, whether you work at one of the businesses in Lynchburg, find out what you're supposed to do. Am I supposed to call 911? Is the door locked? Am I supposed to call the front desk? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So here we call 911.
Okay.
All right. So we would notice someone's down. You always want to say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Okay.
No response.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to call 911. I'm going to put my phone on speakerphone.
Okay.
I'm going to holler for help. Help! Somebody bring me an AED. And I'm going to start compressions.
Okay.
So you hear my click?
Yes.
So Amy has shown up with your AED.
Okay.
Now, do you remember what I told you have to do with an AED?
You have to turn it on and follow the prompts.
That's all you have to do. And so we've given 911 instructions.
Patient's bare chest. Plug in pads connector next to flashing light.
So you're maintaining compressions while somebody else is putting the pads on.
Correct.
So those compressions
Apply pads,
are the most
plug in
important thing.
connector.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if I'm by myself, then I would stop.
Yeah.
Do not touch the patient. Shock advised. Charging. Stay clear of patient.
So it tells you everything to
Deliver
do.
shock
Yeah.
now.
You just have to
Press
listen.
the orange
Now,
button
before you press
now.
that button,
I'm clear, you're clear, we're all clear.
everybody's clear.
So you gotta make sure.
Shocking.
Yep.
Shock delivered.
Now listen.
Begin CPR.
Oh, wow.
So there's my downstroke.
Okay. Oh, wow. That is so helpful.
So do you want to come try it with
Sure.
the beat, with the metronome?
Okay.
See?
Wow. That is incredibly helpful.
Yes. And then you never turn this off until
Okay.
911 arrives.
Okay, so what if your person, like, how do you know if there is a moment for you to stop CPR?
If your victim wakes up and asks you to please stop pressing on their chest,
Can you please stop?
or if 911 shows up.
Okay, so you gotta keep going.
Correct. You
Wow.
got to keep going. Now in this area, I mean, you're gonna have at least a fire engine or something in minutes.
Something, yes. And so any emergency personnel showing up on the scene will then step
Correct.
in and take over.
Correct. And then remember the other thing that we did is we took turns. If I got tired, I
Yes.
had you come in.
Okay,
So-
so that's very important. I want to pull
Yes.
this up here really quickly.
Yeah. And you see the instructions are there. 1, 2, 3. Turn it
Okay.
on.
So I don't know if you guys see this. This is the AED. It says number 1, turn on. Number 2, follow prompts. Number 3, press shock button if instructed.
Yep.
And so the first thing you did, you press this little green button?
Yes.
So you plug everything in, put it on, press the green button. No. Press the green button and then start.
Push the green button and listen to it.
Okay, so, that's right. Push the green
Don't
button
skip
and follow the prompts. Okay, that's incredible.
Yes.
And this is a training one, obviously, so we didn't see an actual shock get delivered to our poor mannequin, but...
We also use this one, and you saw the pads were not attached.
Yes.
We continue to use that trainer because there's still AEDs in service that the pads are not attached. So we use that because we don't, you saw your first inclination was, well, I know how to do this. I'm going to put the pads on. Don't skip. Follow the prompts.
Always press start first.
Yes, always press start and do whatever the machine tells you to do.
Wow.
Because they're everywhere.
Okay.
They're in Lowe's, they're in Target, they're at your children's school.
Yes. So that moment where you said, somebody bring me an AED, somebody's going to know. Okay, so you come across someone, whether you're the first or the second, you can either start compressions, yell for an AED, and then maybe ask if anyone else will help you. Does anyone else know CPR? Can someone help me with chest compressions?
Correct.
Would you say people should ask, does anyone else know CPR? Or would you say, can anyone help me with compressions?
Here's the beauty. If you put your phone on speakerphone and call 911, the dispatcher is going to help give you directions. So anybody can help you.
Okay.
If we're together, if you and I were together, I would say, Cammie, go get the AED and come back.
Okay.
Because I don't want you to go to the front door and say, Amy, bring the AED, and then she doesn't know where I am.
She doesn't know. Okay.
Otherwise, you just yell for help and come, but leave everything on.
Yeah.
Leave the AED on, leave the phone on speakerphone.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Something that you said earlier, so important, especially now having seen the whole demonstration, because compressions are so vital, but having an AED on site is so important.
Yes.
And you mentioned if you get a lot of people from your organization to come to this free CPR class, you will get a free AED for your organization, for your facility.
Yes.
Which, I mean, we all just saw tends to make the difference between what to do next. And so that's a huge pull. And so you were telling me about some of the things that you do class-wise.
Yes.
Can you cover that one more time?
Sure. So Centra offers training to their caregivers and all the outside anybody that needs CPR.
Okay.
Twice a year, we support 2 free classes.
Okay.
The Heart Walk and then Compress and Shock. The Compress and Shock Foundation is the nonprofit that gives the AEDs. I believe you have to have 30-some people in attendance that day.
Okay.
It's on their website, Compression Shock, the criteria for that. And those are completely free. And they're going to learn what we just demonstrated. They're going to learn the hands-only CPR and how to use an AED. If you do not work for Centra, but you need your certifications, you can register through us and we will certify you.
Okay.
And then you'll have your American Heart Association certification.
All right. So there you go. There are so many ways for you to equip yourself. There's really no excuse to not know how to do this. I remember when I first became a mom, when I had my first son, I was pregnant and I was so concerned that I didn't know CPR because, you know, I think what causes people to make the decision to get CPR training is when there's suddenly somebody that's completely dependent on you and you're like, wait a minute, I need to know this. But don't wait. Like, don't wait to do that. You can do that now. You can come in and you never know when it will come in handy. So,
so we brought you a little gift.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Thank you.
So, what to do, everything you just did.
This is incredible. Is there anything else that you want to leave our listeners with before we end?
Don't be afraid to start compressions. Always start compressions.
I can see
and
how
activate 911. And 911 would rather start coming to you.
Yeah. Okay.
You can do it.
Go. There were so many things I'm sure you learned from my experience right there. Push harder than you think. Go faster than you think. But thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming and for being a part of this. And we do have a class coming up and we're going to give you some details in just a minute. But thank you for joining us on And So Much More. Centra is sponsoring a compress and shock training. It's going to be CPR and AED training, and it is going to be at the Central Virginia Center for Simulation and Virtual Learning. So that is over in the plaza, 905 Lakeside Drive, Suite B, and that is on June 1st. And so this is a free training for you all to come. You can learn the CPR process. If X amount of you comes from your particular organization, you will get a free AED to take back to your facility. It starts at 9 a.m. So I encourage you to go to our website, centrahealth.com. We'll put the link in the description, and sign up for you, sign up for the people you work with, come with family, but please come June 1st, 9 a.m. at the Simulation Center. Thank you guys.